Oh, hi friends, it's me Trisha, and in this video, in my messy kitchen, I just wish I had someone that could help me organize it. Maybe there's a YouTuber out there who can help me organize my kitchen. Hit me up on xotrisha2017@gmail.com and tell me how I can turn this kitchen into a real kitchen. But in the meantime, I'm going to make you my favorite chicken soup. I'm going to do my prep work. However, I'm going to show you what I need for this recipe. Tyson frozen chicken, a crock pot so it can heat up a little bit. So while I'm cooking my vegetables, the important thing that I do is I just put my chicken in like so. Actually, just rip the top off of it. It is the Tyson cook from frozen chicken. I take this onion and I'm going to cut off a couple really big, actually more. I really love onions a lot with my chicken. Say about four big slices of onion. I have dry eyes. Even onions have a hard time making me cry. So I'm going to chop up some onions. I'm going to peel off all of the layers that are not super good. Can you see this okay? But I love cooking, and one of the things that really relaxes me about cooking is when I do it for my family. And I used to love to cook, except there were times where my family didn't like the food that I made, and I love healthy food. So one of the things about this chicken soup, it is very, very healthy. And I like to put the full chicken breast in. Now, I'm not a chef. I don't claim to be a chef, but please be careful when you're using knives and cutting up things. It can be very dangerous. One Thanksgiving, I cut the top of my finger off making scalloped potatoes. Why not? So I chop them up in big chunks, like so. I have my onions right here, and I put them in. I love olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil. So I use iodized salt. There's a lot of salt already in the frozen chicken, but you can never have too much. You can have too much, but never too much. And I use that kind of salt. So while that, I use a little thing, and I just kind of stir it up a little bit. Little darling, stir it up, stir it up. Now, I'm gonna take 2 cloves, big giant cloves of garlic. I love garlic. I love garlic so much I could eat it raw. Not a big giant clove of it though, but I could eat it raw, and it's really good if you're coming down with the cold. I eat garlic with honey, and I love that. So this is something that's going to cook all day, and it's approximately 12:30 right now, so about 3 o'clock it should be done. And garlic is so good. It's good for you. And if you feel like you're coming down with a cold, that's what you do. So, throw that all in there. Oh, I'm so sorry. You have the cabbage in the way. Another thing, so I just grab all of this, all the wrappers, the skins. I love crock pot meals. I also love to make a nice cornbread, but since I'm watching my calories, I'm really not going to make any added excess stuff. This is my favorite. I love cabbage. So I'm going to take a nice wedge of cabbage. I'm going to add it to this soup. Someone said it was called something like a chicken pasty. I don't know if I've ever heard of a chicken pasty pasta. So I'll call it pasties. How's that? So I take one, actually a little more than that. Getting that laundry done. There we go. Just like that. And then I arrange it on the cutting board. And I just chop it up like that and drop it. Ooh, it's looking so good. So I make sure to add the water first, so when the chicken hits the crock pot, it doesn't fry or do anything, because I want it to slowly just melt. The next thing that I like to have is carrots. Carrots are so, carrots are so good. They are raw. What is chicken soup without carrots, right? So, I chop up the carrots. I love baby carrots. Ooh, I love big carrots. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen today. Hopefully one day, I'll have a kitchen that is much more functional. When I was growing up, I really didn't have a home. I have a lot of friends who have their homes all set up really nice, but I was never taught how to set up a home. So when I moved out of my family's house, I lived on my own, and I never really had a home. I never really made it into a home. So the most important thing is home is where the heart is. And it doesn't matter if you live on Park Avenue or Park Street, like me. As long as you have a roof over your head and you've got food in your belly, you're doing a lot better than lots of people in this world. So I'm grateful for that. And Thanksgiving is coming up. So this is a great little comfort food that I like to make me feel better. So these are, I always drop everything. These are the carrots. And I put them in like that. Mix it all up. Ooh, it's starting to look good so far. So then, one of my secret ingredients is just a little bit of chili powder. I am allergic to black pepper, not chili powder. So I just put a little bit of chili powder in, because we have our salt, we have our garlic, which is really important. Then I love this garlic salt, so I add some of that. I mix it up. Then, last but not least, when I want to make it that pasty, is it called pasty pasta? I think I'm going to do hearty egg noodles. So I open up and I use about half a bag. I always drop everything. And put others on top. So then I've got the carrots. Ooh. It's going to turn it into, I want to say soup, more of like a, I want to say casserole either, but you have to add enough water to it to where it cooks, submerges, and it has all of those lovely things. So I add more water to it. I'm gonna have a total of 8 cups water, and This is what you'll need for this recipe. Put the lid. Actually, I'm going to go back and mix it one more time to where everything is in here. You want to make sure it's nice and stuff. Put the cover on. Put all your dishes in the sink when you are done. Put all of your food away. One of the things that I love are these little prep bowls to put my onions in when I'm done. So I'm going to put those back into the fridge. And I'm going to clean. And that's how I have my chicken. It's going to cook for the next 2 to 3 hours. I have it on low. I could go on high for about an hour. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on high for about an hour and then turn it to low for 2 hours. And then you've got chicken and dumplings or pasties, whatever they're called. That's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy it. And that's how I make my chicken soup, my chicken and dumplings, my chicken and pasta. I don't know. It's good. I love you guys. See y'all later.